afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I've been deeply moved by all of the stories that I heard this morning. And I had some basis, some grounding to understand that stories like these do happen because I've been working on a documentary for the last 2 years. Me being here is not a part of that at all. But I started working on it because I had a very terrible experience in the hospital with the birth of my first son, Asi. He's about to be 5 years old in a week. And the way they treated us in the hospital led to my baby being in the NICU for a week. When I became pregnant again, when my husband and I were expecting again, we were terrified of the hospital. And we wanted to find a different way. And I found a world of Black midwives and Black doulas and Black birth advocates and Indigenous women working in their community to make birth better. And I just spent the last 2 years talking with them and filming them, and because I wanted everyone to hear what I was hearing, and to see what I was seeing. There's this whole world, this whole community that Saisha and Ty and everyone else up here spoke of. It exists, and it might not be right in your own town, but it's out there. It's working to build roots, and capillaries. The roots are there, actually. It's historical, that work. It's been in this country since the beginning of the country. There have been Black midwives.
Yes.
And Black birth workers. And they were the people who took care of us and loved us, who touched our bodies lovingly. And that's not what happened to me at the hospital. So in my work on this documentary, I talked to a lot of midwives who told me stories like Ty and Saisha's story, like all of your stories. So when I saw the post, a manicurist I worked with on a film, we only worked once together, but we had one of those real deep conversations, a soul-to-soul conversation in that short period of time, and she sent me their story. She wanted me to see it, and I saw Amin Ra's sparkling eyes and his oiled skin, his beautiful brown skin, all oiled, his hair. He looked so loved. His eyes were so sparkly. They are so sparkly. And I thought, something is wrong here, just from that picture. What is going on? This baby is loved. This baby looks like my baby. In his eyes, I saw my baby's eyes. So that's why I'm here. That's why I've been talking to Saisha and Ty, because something is wrong. And it's not new. It's been wrong for a long time. And part of the reason I'm here also is so that we know that, this is a particular time that we're in, right? The last couple summers, BLM, protests, fighting for Black liberation, fighting for our lives, fighting for justice, fighting for autonomy, fighting to be able to ask for help and not be criminalized or penalized for it. That's what people have been fighting for, right? And I think that when you get into this space, this Black maternal space where we're talking about lactation, and we're talking about birth, and we're talking about natural birth and C-sections, and somehow there's a disconnect where people don't realize that this is a part of the larger movement. This is the other half.
Yeah.
This is the other half, right? And I'm gonna speak in very general terms because we know I'm not being gender specific. This is general the way I'm saying this. But we know on one hand, we have the police system, how we're criminalized, how we are being policed, how our families, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters are being taken out of our homes, are being killed in the streets. Well, this is the other side. There's a whole nother system. There's a hospital system where Black women and Black children are dying, where Black children are being taken away. Our children are being taken away. I can't illustrate it better than any of the people that came here and told you their own stories. But I can tell you as a mother what my children are to me and to my husband and to our family. They are our wildest dreams made manifest, things we could not even conceive of dreaming about. Their very lives reach so far beyond our own.
Yes.
They are the source of our joy.
Yes.
They are the source of our soul. All of a sudden, your life now has a reason, has a meaning when you see this little person and carry them in your arms. And so, we're talking about unity and the importance of community. And this is a beautiful way to do it with meditation and in peace. But there is a time to fight, and there is a time to come together as one voice. And the stories you heard are not just from Florida, they're from around the country. And the posts that I've shared are not being just answered by the people who follow me in California, or the people around the world who are going, what is going on? So this space in Payne Park is the alarm bell being rung. And somebody said it before, and I'll say it again. If you take my neighbor's child, if you take someone in my village's child, then you can't come and take mine. And I won't allow it. Their child is my child.
Yes.
And we have to stand together in that way because it's wrong. We don't have a future without our children. It is wrong. And they have to give them back, and they have to stop what they're doing. And I'm telling you now, the way systemic change works, they have to be afraid to ever do it again. They know they're wrong, but they think they have the right to do it. This country has taught them that for centuries, and it's wrong. They don't have the right to do it anymore.
No, they don't.
And I'll tell you, I don't know why God put this in me, but He did. And I talked to you on the phone about your baby. I talked to you, and I'm going to talk to others. I don't know why God put this in my spirit, but I told Saisha, and I told this to Ty, that I would do everything in my power to help bring an end to it.
Thank you.
And I will, and I make that promise to you too.
Thank you.
Along this way, because we cannot do it alone, and I could not do it alone. It's just me and my little computer. But there are people out there who are so powerful, and one of them who heard the call is Tamika Mallory from Until Freedom. And the only reason she's not here is because there's a hurricane in New York, where she would have been leaving from. But she's been speaking to me since about 2 a.m. her time, and she asked me to read this statement. I'm deeply saddened that several members of Until Freedom were unable to travel to Sarasota today because of Hurricane Henry. We live in the Northeast where flooding and winds are severe. Several weeks ago, I received a call from Tatiana Ali as she advocated for Saisha and Ty. The story was heartbreaking, and I was immediately enraged. Members of my organization were informed, and I must admit that too many of us were shocked. How could this happen in 2021? Tatiana, and soon Saisha and Ty and others quickly informed us of how often women and families are being separated from their children. Since posting about Saisha and Ty, we've received countless messages from other women who need help. Today marks a new day for all of us. If we did not know, we know now, and we must do something. And those who are already fighting the fight have new warriors in the movement. Thank you, Saisha and Ty, for understanding that your family must now fight for others. And I'm gonna close with this one thing that I've learned about Ty and Saisha that is they are such remarkable people. Because in all my conversations with them, trying to understand their stories so I could better help, they never let a conversation end without talking about all of the other stories that they've heard. They never let a conversation end without saying, it's not just us, you have to meet them too. There are many of us. That says something about the kind of people they are. It says something about the kind of people we have to be to win. In my motherhood journey, my mother told me one thing. She told me a lot of things. But even coming here today with Delta, and yes, Mommy, I'm wearing my mask. I'm wearing my mask because we're always mothered, right? We always need mothering. I'm wearing my mask. She told me, and I wanted to share this with you as some strength. She said, you take care of yourself because nobody can raise your babies like you can. It doesn't, I love them, your father, we all will help, but nobody, I can never do it like you. And remember that about your children.
Yes.
Nobody can do it like you, they came from you.
Most definitely.
Thank you for letting me speak. And the next step, can we do a quick chant? Would that be okay? Yeah. Can we chant Bring Ra Home?